Hey guys, it's Glenn. Welcome back. You know, Seattle Sounders. Representing. Just not the Seahawks, because I'm a Cardinals fan. Sorry. Um, got a question for you. What has 5 people, 1 big screen, and 2 hours worth of your time? Dun, 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 dun. My showing of Ghost in the Shell that I went to. I actually went to Premiere Friday a little while ago, and oh, that was so heartbreaking. So let's get into the meat of this, let's get into the story of this, and let's talk about it. Did whitewashing hurt this movie? Absolutely, 100%. And actually, to be honest, I don't blame any of that on Scarlett Johansson at all. It was all the company's fault. But I preference this, and I really do preference this, that if the movie had been good and they didn't have that whole we're going to CGI them to make them look more Asian thing happen, that this movie or that whitewashing thing would have just blown over if the movie was good and they didn't have that CGI thing. So what was as part Asian American or Asian Hawaiian, Pacific Islander, was I upset that Scarlett Johansson was cast as the Major? No, but I was disappointed. Now, what's the difference between upset and disappointed? I wasn't really angry at it, but that's because I felt like the movie wasn't gonna be good. Sorry, it didn't feel it. I didn't feel it in the trailers. Just didn't see it. I didn't see that this was gonna be a good movie, even though I went to go watch it. So, if you haven't watched it yet, my advice, my honest advice, is to wait till it comes out on Redbox or Hulu, Netflix, whichever, and watch it then. It's been out for a while, so it doesn't really matter. At least I don't know, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But yes, whitewashing did have an effect. It pretty much stalled the first week's worth of moviegoers. The sales of the first week, the premiere weekend, really that's where the whitewashing whole scandal and everything, that's where it really hurt. It didn't really hurt the movie like the long term portion of it, because movies generally your first week and they drop down. So like that dropping down was always going to happen, but that first week was where they were going to make the majority of that money back. The first week and a half, it doesn't look like they will. And a series that could have gone 3, 4, maybe even 5 movies long, depending on how they arced it, is now probably dead in the water, and maybe we'll never ever get to see another movie. Maybe never ever see another or never see a reboot in the future. Again, like I said, don't blame it on Scarlett Johansson. Her acting was meh anyways in the movie. I don't know if that. I just think the script in general, the whole script of that movie was just awful. I think they concentrated on the Major too much. I think it was too much of her story rather than Section 9's story. Though you do see a lot of her in the animated series, I feel like Section 9 as a whole should have been the concentration of the movie, and then like a prequel like you saw with the Arise series should have happened if it became successful. Maybe just didn't have the same depth of feeling, the same sort of social constructs that the animated series was dealing with, and some of the social issues that the animated series really took aim at that could happen in our future. This was just kind of like, there you go, and that was kind of sad to see. The one thing, I don't know why this bothered me so much, but it did. Like, it really bothered me. Like, no joke. I was just cringing in my seat the way that Scarlett Johansson was walking. I know she's supposed to be a cyborg. I know she has cybernetic brain. Her parts are robotic and she's supposed to walk like a robot, but that shit bothered me. That shit bothered me. Like, freaking how she, like, her body moved, that was awful. So like, the only time you really noticed in the animated series that they were different is when they were damaged. Obvious damage, you know, they limped, they walked differently. But she walked differently the whole time. The whole time. It was awful to see. And I didn't really like that skin graft suit that she was wearing to camouflage. Because most of the time you had to camouflage do the whole suit without having to go every single time. That bothered me too. Last but not least, in terms of what bothered me for the movie, is the fact that the rest of the cast really wasn't there, like, at all. No concentration on them. And the whole Japanese to English thing, it wasn't bad. It felt out of place. It felt out of place. It really did. Yeah. So I'm getting all my videos mixed up now. But hopefully this review kind of will help you see things in my light, my opinions of the movie. If I were to rate it, I'd give it a 6 out of 10. I'd tell you to rent it at Redbox, wait till it hits Hulu or Netflix, and come in with, like, on the floor, low expectations. That way you might be, like, it was okay. Because, you know, that's how I left the theater. My wallet was like, why did I spend this money? Later, guys.